All right, let's see if that worked. Hopefully, if it didn't, awkward. Okay, there we go. Let me just get a thumbs up if audio's working. Hi guys, welcome to Avantnovis. Painting out Warhammer Army, guys. Welcome to Avantnovis. Hope you guys can hear me. Let's go ahead and get started. First up, what do you guys want? We're to make a map today. Sorry about last week. Real life got a little on the busy side, and that kind of, yeah. This week, life got on the busy side, but I promised that stream, and I will. Campaign map. Okay, campaign map. How you doing, Malt? Good to see you. And Puppet Master, always a pleasure. Also, we have Adonis Bronzin, RJ Dragon, and Dysfunctional Pen. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. What kind of map do you guys want? Doing fine. How about you? I'm stressed. Recently I got into some architectural renderings and stuff like that, and that's a whole different underground city map. Underground city map. City map. So pull up Dungeon Draft. I'm wondering how we could do that. Actually, let's do something a little bit. Yeah, you know what? Let's try to make that a Wonderdraft. This is going to be a. This is definitely going to be a mess around and find out. So, underground. Are we talking Underdark here? Do an underground city. I'd do it in something else, but yeah, let's go Underdark. You know, we'll do that in Wonderdraft just for grins and goons. Okay, we're going to max size with our template is we're going with just standard template assets. I'm going to be using some of my own personal, well, some of mine. Also, guys, as requested a couple of weeks ago, I do remember, like, um, we talked about doing our own symbols, making our own things and stuff like that. So I have been doing that, and it's been kind of awesome. I'll get those to you, and of course they'll be free. You know, I did not puppet. Let me go ahead and I will go look at that right now. You want me to show it off to everybody? Under how would we do that? Okay, so I think I got away. I'll go away. Load. Oh, that's great. Holy cow. I'm going to ask people to jump into Discord to see that. Okay, so we got underground vampires. Cool. So let me just put this to the side. Oh, side, stupid windows. Okay. In order to do this, let's go ahead and let's look under water. We're going to change some colors here. And how to do this? Maybe we'll go with that purplish stain there. If I can change the hue. Not that purple. Maybe a dark Fire Dome City. Think for that. Sorry, dominated city. So okay, let's talk vampires. What type of vampires we do? Are we talking, you know, your generic bloodsucker? We're talking about something. I don't know. We're talking about like vampires that live off emotion, or just is this a Is this maybe a place in existence that all vampires are welcome to? What do you guys think? That actually works pretty good. I change this a little bit. There we go. Background grading a little, some fresh water. No, water, landmass outline. Coastline color. Let's go. Dark red. Ooh, that's kind of fun. That. Break up the social distance. There. Okay. All right. You'd be really interesting. What if this reminds me of Vampire Hunter Deep Bloodlines? What if humans, we had humans first, they fled down here. Down here, let's say adapted cave system. Let's say adapted to cave system. Let's say on the surface, vampires ruled. And then humans and vampires switched places for some reason. And the vampires came to dwell here. And what if, not that I've been, like human stuff moved there once, made a bunch of cities. Yeah. What if there are other creatures that feeding on like humans there? Yeah, definitely, definitely stuff. Definitely stuff there. Switch places. What if on the surface, the vampires in a large area, they, because we still have to have heat, can't be totally dark. What if they made it so that we had a maybe a partial to total eclipse? We pulled a moon, made the moon go over the continent there that we're at, that dominated. Yeah, so you know, up top of the surface from the vampires there, you just have the standard eclipse look. I'll use this guy. Yeah, just something like that. That's your life on the surface, or maybe like this. And the vampires dwelled there, and the humans did something, and we started having the movie. So let's go ahead and make. Hey, RJ. Let's go ahead and we're gonna start. And our land's gonna be the cavern on this. And again, we're just gonna use Wonderdraft, totally in a way not intended, but that's okay, right? And we are going to let's make our city. Let's make our city over here in this area. Drafting here. Because if we have it center, like right here, it's kind of, I don't know. And something we, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And maybe later, let's get these tunnels filled out, and then we'll start on the city itself. So let's go ahead and cut the screen up into thirds. And then I'm going to say he may stitch along caves. Ooh. So yeah, so basically it's a giant human press. And we don't need to go creepy on this channel. Can't say that much because we do try to keep that family friendly, but we're talking, this is not a good place to be. So first thing we're going to do is make our initial, except that that's looking like something. So let's start in the middle. Let's start in the middle. That might be very hard. Okay, so we're going to start with maybe, let's say this formed. Actually, I've got a really good idea. Go online. Go away, AI. No one likes you. Okay, people. Whoops, sorry. Everybody's now deaf. We are going to use the Mammoth Caves here as a little bit of, holy crap, huge. And they're that big. The Mammoth Caves. I'm just going into paint. Okay, now I want to come here. Anybody go to the Mammoth Caves? This is freaking awesome. Okay, we're going to, I need to keep this open. Here. Go to overlay. Turn. So, sorry, little setup, guys. Again, going into real reference, because now Wonderdraft's great and all, but definitely wasn't made to make caves. Okay, we're going to start with this first. That's a little better. It's not good. Let's use the map caves to find. Yeah, no, caves are awesome. Let's go down here, and we're going to start using this as our template. See if I can make it bigger, because I think it'd be really cool. And you know, if we're doing something like this, we're kind of scratching on the post-apocalypse or something like that. That'd be cool. You guys want to do this on Earth? Oh, what do you guys think of that? Mammoth caves are gigantic. Let's see. Okay, so this is Kentucky. Well, as you can see. It's 600 miles long. Yeah, that is huge. That's all Mammoth Cave right there. Yo, cool, look at that. Okay, we're doing this. We're doing this. This is a post-apocalyptic ode to Vampire Hunter D. Bloodlines. Oh, good show. Not for kids, though. Oops, sorry, you're all deaf. I apologize. Turn that down one day. Yes. Okay, here we go. So let's say this is basically the basic of Mammoth Caves. So we're going to just erase this. We're just going to trace this. Bruderson variants. Oh, you know what? I like that druid idea. So we have druids. that have adapted. We have a turf war with them and the vampires. All right, so let's go ahead and let's start on this. We're gonna kind of a little bit weird. We're just going to take our caves right here. Two. All right. Oh, what if there's like networks and stuff like that? Here we got networks and stuff. What about Himalayas? What if we had highways that people made out of obsidian, or I don't know. Oh, there we go. We got something there. Okay, we'll do that later. We'll cut later. Let's go ahead and grab our tool. Start making this. Let's, you know what? Let's look at Mammoth Caves. I think we got a very interesting. Is right in that. Looking. You know, size this down. Maybe we'll do the city, and then maybe we can expand on this. Do the city really quick, but let's start when the humans got down here. The vampire summoned up some type of. And again, we're putting land using Wonderdraft. Totally not how it's intended. We're just going to go fill out locations. Sure, if canvas keys. But if we do it this way, we can create a height map. And if I can create a height map, I can create a 3D model. And if that, oh, the full have. This is our initial kind of what caves are looking like a little bit. We'll just bust that out really quick. Oh, that. Cool, cool, cool. We'll do the. Ooh, how we're gonna do that? Okay, so we waterfall, river. I do kind of like that. So I'll need an image of, a very different experience of Pirates of the Caribbean come to mind. Still that same dark, watery. Really interesting. Okay, so we have these tunnels the Druids made. Did they make it for humans at first, or was this for vampires? We could have the vampires like take over. Maybe the humans flood it. That way, the vampires are contained, running water and all that. Kind of cool. What if we had human settlements? Yeah, no, no, no. Let's do that. Let's do that. What if we had human settlements? Let's get some big lakes in here. Human settlements. Middle lakes, underground. Ooh, a prison. Yeah, so everything just flipped then. That's kind of cool. You have the basis of this. We got kind of there. Basis of this is that had two we have a predatory race that other sentient beings fled from. Again, this can be as big or small as we want. Just tracing the mammoth cave just to get the. Let me tell you guys, I needed this stream. Oh, I needed this stream. Been a long, long, long. Humans fled down here into this natural. So if we are doing cave area, and I'm just going to kind of make something real quick here, kind of fill in the blank. Definitely want a river of some sort. Could be tier. Ooh, look, big cap. And we're going to make that a cavern. And we're going to make this cavern. Humans get down here, and humans are going to need, of course, places to play, live. And hey, you got rocks, big deal on that. But you're also going to need places to do agriculture. Outside world. Both humans potential. Okay, started. Ooh. How? Okay, let's talk time period on this. Uh, when we as human beings in this age, when we talk about time, we talk about chunks about 2,000 years. Let's go chunks of 1,000 years, 2,000 years. What if we did this in a 4,000 year, like double the time? So they found something down here. Whatever that was infected everyone. Infected researchers. Research spread to surface. Here. First thing as a human I'm going to do down here is I'm going to destroy whatever caught. Maybe destroy a gate. Maybe human settlements are around little pockets where there are entries. Skyline. Ooh, yeah. They destroyed gate. They destroyed source. Red surface. What if these, whatever it was the thing that brought magic? What if that bringing of the magic was the thing that really kind of doomed the humans until the humans could master said magic? Once they had mastered it, kind of what I did. There we go. All right, so let's pop this up to 10. Oops, I'm trying to draw on my streaming screen. That was silly. Let's up this a little bit more. There we go. These little tributaries. Okay, so humans get it. Well, when they first kind of like rain of fire. They find something down. It infects the humans or whatever. That's how we get these Now, question: Are they uh, parasite-like, meaning they need to feed off something else's? Um, oh, if they originally came from humans and their basis of magic was based on whatever it was, the vampire stuff, as they since they are based on humans, their bodies that are now changed can't produce the necessary interesting 40K a year, 40K, so they'll downgrade over. Okay, no, let's go with that. That makes the surface absolutely horrible. But if humans are down here for a while, it might give things a time to recover. That'd be kind of good match. I like pockets. Okay, so surface is okay. When there was the flip, let's start at the flip. Well, I don't know, the Umber Moon. It was overpopulated. Very bad infestation. Ran ground. Humans ran underground. Surface humans. Eventually, either died out, fed on, in cattle. Uh, all that stock. Underground. Human adapt. Strip mining. Okay, then we have the moon. We'll have some druids or the humans. Other magic down here. They and eclipse and eclipse. They're going to get vampires up there because another. Okay, they flip eclipse. Vampires surviving. Best this area. This area underground. We're gonna have this the big hub. Humans either escape. God, that'd be horrible. You're down here, or safe areas. Surface nature's reclaimed everything. Only take about 600, 500. All right. Ooh, military. Which military? Maybe military outposts that are here and surface. We have vampire strongholds. Kind of like this theme of flipping back and forth, this cause and effect. It also kind of matches the, hey, reason vampires are going after people is they've been changed, but they still need some, you know, vital essence to keep going. I'm going to hurry up and get this done, and then we're going to start expanding the caverns. We're going to do this kind of a historical. I might just save these in historical. I could have, yes, I could have gone into Photoshop and just made something, but I think this is going to be better. Yeah, I'm interested in that, Puppet Master. What's going on with the book? Dude, way to go. Write them books. Do this stuff. Make something. And that's one of the reasons we do this stream is so that it's just ways so people can be creative, make something of their own. A bunch of other things like that. Very interesting development in AI that well, my personal feelings toward it. The Canva bought the Affinity software. Okay, that's like the big Photoshop competitor right now. Recently, they just made that for free. One program has all the functionality. Well, the basic, well, a lot of good functionality of like Photoshop, Illustrator, vector stuff. It's all for free now. But if you want it, the way they pay for it is if you want to use AI in it, you pay for that. But the AI is ethically sourced, meaning they've actually paid artists to apply their trade and stuff to learn the algorithm. It's very cool, very interesting. I haven't delved into that yet. I just found that I was like, heck yeah, you know, let's pay people for what they do with the understanding of their work was for that. I was like, yeah, that's a great model. Heck, I'd even throw some apps at that or something with that understanding. Okay, so this is our human beings when they came down here. Pubmaster's working on a book, extreme horror fantasy book. Always help people to imagine Lord of the Rings, Elder Scrolls, and Lovecraft. As I call it, it's like a psychotic child whose mind has collapsed. Woo! Makes sense. We'll blend these later. We'll make this look a little bit better later. Whatnot. Okay, so humans come down here. Right? Let's say it's in kind of in our day and age. We're going to choose a spot for them to start with. I'm thinking, Mammoth Caves. We have this area. This area is going to be A. That's that. This area is going to be B. And this area is C. Okay. Where does the humans arrive? A, B, or C? Guys, your choice. A, B, or C. And again, A would be in this area. B would be up here in the middle, and C would be here. And this is what they found, whatever's down there. Whatever made the vampires into the vampires, whatever infected people, and so that they had to rely on others, the essence of humans. B, I have a B for central location. I really got to figure out how to do voting with this, but I don't have time right now. All right. Anybody else have a choice on where to choose that? Okay, that's two B's. We'll go with that. Woohoo! All right. Now, someone did mention strip mining. So let's kind of imagine strip mining. Let's say that's basically how we got there. Let's go look up strip mining because I want to get accurate information. I'm going to look this up on another window just in case. Oh, good. Okay, so strip mining. So we have these. What if, okay, so we're down in the middle, and this is gonna solve a problem that I was having, is we're gonna open the area up in the middle with strip mining. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So right smack dab, let's go right here. We're gonna make some concentric rings. If this me? Oh, I wasn't trying to erase. Let's get rid of that. Yay. Okay, so let's make a strip mine down. And I'm going to now turn off the overlay so it doesn't influence the rest of this. So we'll start with the basic. We have our little spot right there. And then I'm just going to kind of radiate a squiggle thing to show the paths where the strip mine. And when these cross these bigger tunnels, they are going to increase. Okay, so like right here, let's up this a little bit more, a lot more. This is working. Oh, yeah, a little bit. Size, roughness. It's just going to do this. Where it crosses, your underground, you're going to be, we're going to have this big cave here. Kind of fill it in, but still keep like some tunnels around it. We have the humans in this area. Anytime this little squiggly's crossed, we're going to bore out some caverns. Large. So maybe this was, if we set this in Kentucky, wherever, wherever it is, um, it's found some rare earth deposits down here. Now let's make this, let's keep on going with this. And make these pretty big, these areas pretty big. Recently, I might show some pictures later. Me and my family had the opportunity to go into Utah, Zion's National Park. The reason I bring this up, in that park, if you've ever driven through, there is a massive tunnel. And that tunnel, we were going through that, and it was a 3-minute drive through a tunnel, and it went right through a mountain. And my son pointed out, just how big it was, how much stones above it. Yeah, no, this isn't even trust the process. This is a winging it until we lose our those privileges. But I think again, it's all about how you use you tools that kind of like Adam Savage. You can make a hammer out of his book, which is cool. So we have this big area that's strip mine. Now, with this large of area, we are going to work. We are going to run into some issues, mainly the cavern collapse. Should we worry about that later? Probably throw some supports in. Here's another big old area that we're going to. Cool. Okay. And we're going to come up here, just imagining these gigantic pillars of stone. I mean, they're literally sizes of mountains that are holding up the canyon wall. And after like 3,000 years, 4,000 years, these are going to be relatively, and I do that in air quotes, stable. The Appalachian Mountains aren't that active of a range. Well, the Smoky Mountains in this case. However, those once they do have earthquakes, holy crap, it's really nasty. Different kind of earth. If we have that stabilized, vampires come down. Yeah, they moved the moon and kind of lost out on that. But what if they were able to stabilize ever down? That another one. Let's say what, and anytime we get any of these like river, these intersections, we're just gonna make another strip mine. Okay, so right now, this is basically where I'm going to save this really, which I really should do, right? There's going to be a beep. I'm sorry, Mom, I'll turn things down. I'm just going to. All right, that's going to save really quick. So our humans are down here for a while, and then they're mining, and I guess you could say this is about the time that all crap broke, right? The moon moves into umbral, vampires swarm out on the surface, they displace humans, the humans displace the vampires down here. So let's go ahead and if I'm a human, I'm going to start making little tiny communities. That's way too small. Mama bear. What if I'm drilling into the rocks like this? Making my own little, and again, this is big. We're talking about, these are the width of football fields that are being placed into. Start making these little lines. Oh, big question we need to ask. We know where the humans found, and we know where the humans came and where they settled. Where did they find the vampire curse? Let's find out that right now with you. Okay, so we're going to do the ABC. As I lost tech, the amount of weight. Oh, crap. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Stay alive. Maybe something wrong. It's tech. Middle. Okay, in the middle. That's where they found whatever it was. Let's. What if up here? Because let's say up in this area. What if we did it right here and then collapse the ceiling? But whatever was right in this area, humans decide that's how they got rid of whatever it was spawning. Don't want to do star. Recognizable and someone's maybe in the middle here. Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to right here. Just where they found it. All right. That might, RJ, what if that happens a little later in our story? What if they find another deity down here, teaches them how to summon something, teaches them a new kind of magic, earth magic, and they use that to move the moon back into orbit. Question is, did they find that other about them? And we are going to leave that up to you guys. Once again, here is this section is A. Oh, A. This is B. This is C. Where was the, and again, C area, B's middle, A's over here. Where did they find that being that taught them the new magic, the stuff that's almost counter to what the vamps were? Ooh, I also got something. Someone mentioned a river. I want to do something here. So A, B, or C, your guys' choice on where the humans learn magic. But let's say, and kind of fast forwarding a little bit, but no, don't want that. Okay, so we're right here in this area. Someone mentioned that so here's actually under right smack in the middle. So we have the vampires germinating. What if said humans decided the best way to get rid of the vampires is flood this entire cavern? Running water and all that. Also, someone had, let's actually change the color just a little bit. Let's see, and freshwater outline color. Just gonna, for the sake of faith and freshwater, so it stands out. But something, if they did that, once they get down here and, ooh, check this out. Oh my gosh, we have fjords, giant fjords down here. Heck yeah. We're going to have this giant lake. I've never really used the lake tool in Wonderdraft, but now I have a reason to, right? We're just going to have this lake kind of fill up and up running water. Humans come down here. And they're going to settle on the lake, on the sides of these cliffs and stuff like that. Probably not on the sides of the cliff because they get too random. Green River. Gonna make some smoke. Look, that's kind of cool. But let's also make some rivers. Well, maybe I should use this tool more often. Let's make some rivers. Okay, so we now have rivers that are leading down this. Like there's community guys and rafts. That would be it. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Let's do that. Humans get down here and they start making roughness and other. Say this quick. Have these rivers kicking around. A little slow on this. Where's this lake draining? Because if we're doing moving water, that's keeping our, baddies at bay. Things need to move. It's making RJ asks, do you guys think the vampires have repulsion to water, like some sort of curse or sacrifice for their change into who they are? Like crafts. Oh, okay. Kind of reverse this. We'll draw these. We'll draw these out really quick. All. I've got a crazy idea. Okay. So I can go down all of these, but that's going to take forever. So why don't I just do this? See how that's putting the little marks everywhere? That's where our inlets are going to be. Almost create certain areas that the vamp. Now the question of water vampire, it's kind of a lore thing. That the undead can't use vampires. If that was true, and there was something down here to corrupt them, if a vampire can't really take in water, that means that they need a medium to pass oxygenation into cell structure, which means that's why we have the feeding going on down here, or in general. So blood, if they want to renew themselves, has to happen. Otherwise, we don't get vampires. These inlets going on. How's that look, guys? Does that work for you guys? Now, is whatever changed them, is that like an elemental deity? Like a the deity of iron or of an ore? Were they cursed? Not necessarily changed, but actually cursed by something down there for, dwarves get the Balrog, we get vampires. You want vampires? That's how you get vampires. Dig too greedily. Winging it as we. Okay, so they flood. This is what it looks like. Okay, okay. So it. Let's see. Vampires or anything have any cells. Blood is so. Okay, so we got a vampire to get in. Can we drown him? It was. Okay, so God, that's. Oh, okay. So drown God thing. What if we built our little island sanctuary on its body? Yeah, no cell. And if a vampire gets hurt or wants to bud or whatever they do, they need to take fresh. They need to get oxygen in their cells without water, and the way they do that is they would, blood would have to be the medium, blood and plasma. Written. We don't do it dark in this channel. Okay, so let's get the rest of this water. So we have these waters, little streams and stuff like that. Inlets. And any river thing going on because that looks weird. I'm looking at some of these little rivers and it's now to make this a little more interesting, because we have so much water and stuff going on. Let's go back and let's start drawing some smaller capillary tunnels. Maybe we're dug. See that? We have these little capillaries. And I realize we're going to get some rivers kicking. These are basically whoever was down here. This is how some people travel from. Or we had some of the vampires burrow through here. Man, that's horrifying. Kind of like the Hobbit when the goblins. And I'm not talking the book. I'm talking the creepy Rankin Bass movie. Those goblins come out of the ground. Yeah. What if the vampire do? This area we're not going to do because we want kind of safe haven, but these capillary tunnels. We do have some. What if they're not vampires? Else that was changed. Been busy digging. That way it's all connected. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're like, we missed, yeah. Procrastinator's Halloween special. Not really, I procrastinate. It's got a little overwhelmed. You know, trying to reinvent the wheel, reinvent a career, start a business. How's that going? Oh, I'm stressed. Man, I needed this. Little tunnel that goes. The little one that goes. Happy tunnel. Full of monstrosities with eldritch by eldritch beings. Yay! I'm going to use these things I'm making right now. I'm going to hold. Hey, look, the letter B. You know what? We're going to keep some. Eh. I know I've got time for English down here. Okay. And I don't see. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking with that, with the cave, I'd go in and I would. No, shit, good observation. Let's fix that. What if we put little caverns like this off to the side on everywhere? So we kind of get like the stalactites. It's for. Does that look better there? Alt. We'll have to reduce some water with that. Smell. There we go. Come back to our. Navi. We are abusing Wonderdraft. We're using Wonderdraft for an absolute purpose it wasn't made. What we have here is a giant underground tunnel system. The lore, and we're just kind of hollowing this out. And it's, yeah, that's right. It's basically a vampire underdark. The lore was humans, humanity found some resources and stuff down here. And they started digging and mining and whatnot. And then they found something they shouldn't have, a cursed being or something else. And it infected the humans with whatever, technically they're basically vampires. And the vampires spread to the surface like cockroaches. Also, whatever did to the vampires changed their nature so that the the reason they needed to drink blood, the reason they're kind of like undead, is the reason is that their cells are pretty much not moving, not active. But if like they take damage or want to grow or want to change their physical nature or anything like that, they need blood to do that. Because if they are allergic or water is their antithesis, if that is the case, they need to get oxygen into those cells to start them up. The only way to do that is another compound besides water. We are going to viscera. Yeah. Now, are those caves looking a little bit better? Is that kind of what is that a little more defined? Is that working for you? These cracks will kind of we're gonna cover these cracks, such and cracks. I should have just done this in the first place. That's okay. We're learning, right? So in Wonderdraft, we are using the land tool. We made the ocean really dark. We made the ocean really dark, and we're adding the land in this state to kind of show where tunnels are. We're getting there. Increase the brush size so we can get this done. Still have another about 12 hours. Hey, one of our arrows just became a cave. Neat. So, anyways, vampires erupt. Vampires also learn something down here that allows them to pull the moon or a moon or many moons or something like that, maybe into the orbit of the Earth, creating a giant shadow. Basically, a eternal, uh, what is it called? A eternal solar eclipse. Parked itself right where the sun would be, and it casts a shadow and gives the vamps a lot more air. Humans fled down into large cave systems like this. This one specifically was really important. And basically, the once the equinox happened, that's yeah, that's not much better. The humans fled down here because all vampires went on a rampage up top. Um, and maybe at once the vampires erupted, like there was a lot of old technology. There was a lot of Earth was overpopulated. It was way too exploited. Vampires get out there and they either eat the humans, eat the humans, enslave the humans, or make humans into livestock, maybe breed them out. So your only true strain, your only free humans are under the earth in caves like this. Well, recently, let's say, I don't, this is a good question actually. How, this is the chat. How long has it been since that equinox? How long since they were able to put things back in order? Because we kind of have a theme here of the unliving of vampires. They're they're not living. So their nature and I guess their adaptation is that of stasis. So up top, the reason they could make the moon move, kind of sync with it, it's kind of the stasis. It freezes. Well, it puts things like gravitational objects so they don't move or something to that. Well, humans, and we need to find out how long ago that was. That's going to influence our next decisions. The humans themselves, once they get under here, they find something else and they learn some magic or they learn some. I really like something I just noticed. I really like when we doing these that if we have little lines here, when we pull up the land brush thing, it looks a lot more like. Okay, so humans come down here, they learn how to do magic. We found that there's druidic beings, humans, or something else. I wrote something else that teach them how to do their own kind of magic. They listen to Queen. Anyways, okay, magic. Okay. That dates me. Not really though. Really little. So humans learn how to counteract that move, the eternal night can go. Humans, well, the moon would have to stay in place as the Earth rotates. Otherwise, that'd be issues. The moon's there just kind of chilling. The edges of the planet will probably a lot more. Cave system. We're getting there. Actually, ooh. Okay, check this action. I'm going to the lower brush. I'm just going along the edge here to make it a lot more scraggly. By doing that, it becomes more of a spot. Oh, not that. So we're cutting away from the tunnels versus. Anyways, humans get magic. Humans go upstairs, complete up to the surface, complete the ritual. Moon starts moving again. Okay. Vampires die in droves. The strong ones either have on the surface, a they have sanctuaries or night holds. Ooh, okay, that's cool. It's now called night holds. Yeah. All right. So humans um, have started reclaiming the surface again. Yay! Taking their world back from the vampires. Yay! And the vampires have kind of fled into their little dark place of power, including this area. So right now we have humans that live on the rivers. Apparently there's some, archaic random juju that's going on that makes it so that vampires can't cross water. And the humans that are still down here, they are living on rafts or giant other things. Now, when the vampires first came boiling up, however long ago that was, maybe 1,000, 2,000 years ago, the humans that had fled down here recognized that in this middle area here, that was the cause of there's something down there. We're thinking like a ancient deity or a eldritch, same thing we do on this channel all the time. Eldritch fill in blank is down there. And they recognize it as this is the heart of the vampire's power. This is, whatever's down here is what's empowering them. And they decide, hey, let's drop a river slash mountain slash gigantic lake of water. Oh, there's waterfalls everywhere, wouldn't there be? There'd be waterfalls. Kind of still feed this. Here, let me make the note there. The surface, I guess you could say, and again, this brings back to the what the vampires did up there. If the vampires have adapted humans, bred out the smart, angry ones, let the lazy couch potatoes live as long as they realize, hey, you're McDonald's. Um, what if those beings? What if we have some mutation thing going? So the surface level is technically still almost kind of a war zone. And down here, and it's a really cool dichotomy. Down here is technically the only places that are relatively peaceful. Or do we got a faction things going that is there a truce down here? Oh, check this out. Yeah, waterfalls. Waterfalls are fun, like pirates. We did baddies. What if, okay, we have this area. Up top, if they don't like water, when they first found an eldritch thingamabob, it tells them they'll fill this for one sacrifice. The guy sacrifices water. I don't want to have to drink anymore. All right. I like that. I like that. Ooh, wish magic. Creepy. Was this like some emo guy that came down here that was like, I want to dwell in darkness? Says the emo. Well, not really. I had phases. Just gonna touch this up. That's feeling really good, guys. That's feeling like really good. So vampires get down here on the surface. Let's. Oh yeah, okay. What I was saying. Yeah, no, we're going with that. Melt. Um, what if the vampires dabbled into some really nasty stuff up top to control the humans? And what if we got some nasty mutant stuff? Or they brought things in that only dwell up in the world. You kind of have this three-way war for the surface. What if it's a plant? Oh my gosh, what if it's a mutated plant thing? Be fleshy. It's only active during the day. So there basically are reverse vampire, reverse. Well, there are human hunter things. Human hunters. Daytime. They got a vampire. Yes. We're talking like nasty, they bred chihuahuas or something else or small animals into human catchers that they'd send out to lit regions that feed off, and again, if you have minions that are not competition for your food source, then yeah, what do you guys think of that? Basically, it's like plant Pokemon that have gone really fleshy and nasty. Bunch of freaking Venusaurs running over there with. Not that I played Pokemon. Yes, I am an old person and I enjoy Pokemon. And I'm not afraid that I watched the original Pokemon movie in the theaters when I was in high school. Boy, that wasn't popular. Okay. Gotta catch them all. Humans. That's funny. That is kind of funny. They can't come down. That's why everybody's down. I like this evolution. Kind of bleeding tooth mushrooms. Okay, hold on. Let's go to the Googles. Okay, bleeding tooth mushrooms. Oh, dang! Oh, now I'm gonna have nightmares. Check it out, guys. If I get them, you get them. Okay, those are horrifying. Dang, RJ, way to pick it up a notch. Okay, so they're fungus. But we have to have them photosynthesize. Oh my gosh. Okay, so shape changing human snatcher fungi. Is that funny? Is that the message I'm getting? Shape-changing mutant human hunting fungus that requires sunlight. Animated. Like that animated. That's cool. So they can go where the vampires can't. They can be where human populations are hiding. They can track down humans, but they got away from vampires, and now it is on the surface not a good place to be. There was a comic. Oh, I forgot the name. It was absolutely horrifying, but very cool. Um, I'll try to find it, but it's basically the humans got all but destroyed. There's only a few safe havens left. Really creepy, like infesting monsters. It's like The Last of Us, but really scary. Um, really scary. They're like Lovecraftian. Basically, it was the thing, more or less everywhere that took over Anne. But anyways, yeah, same vibe. You guys are distracting me. Stop it. All right, so we're gonna make some little, it's really quick. Stalactites. So our big areas actually have these giant pillars. They're only the size of football. There we go. That's starting to look. Okay. Good. What if talk about those plant things really? Um what if they started feeding not off of, they're only active in sunlight. But what if they started, where they got broke control is they can now feast on people's fear or emotion. Hence the shape changing. Hey, that sounds just all right, creep. Yeah, let's see that. That sounds fun. Okay. Is also, how does Saturday work for you guys? Is this a happy accident? I know a lot of people said Thursdays, um, planning on Thursdays, but does Saturday work for you guys better for streaming like this? I'd love to do both if I could, but I don't know. We'll look at it. How about we say surprise streams on Saturday if I'm breathing correctly? Okay, sweet. Okay, so here's our Underdarky level. So let's now we're in our present day and age. I'm just going to make some symbols, not make some symbols. I'm just going to add some symbols. Let's go with, okay, don't crash, don't crash. Let's save. Crash, don't crash, crash. We're going to place the humans. Let's actually talk about the vamps first. Where are those guys? We will, of course, make those red. All right. So going back, we know where the humans are. Humans in the middle. Are the vampires? Now we originally started this as there's kind of a city thing under here. So let's talk about where the big city is. And again, going back to yield A, B, C, and D. So A is on the left hand of the screen, B is in the middle, C is on the right. Where is our big vampire settlement at? And yes, we are going to dig a new home for them. A, B, or C, guys. Actually, they can't be, could be B right next to the humans, or they could be elsewhere away from me. Font? Okay, that's actually go to labels. Okay, here's our font. Excuse me. Where's our font type? Okay, there's our font. If we go into menu, let's say really quick. Oh, your folder. Actually, it's not here anymore. Oh, yes, Samel, I will do that. You'll get a video on importing fonts to Wonderdraft. I will definitely, I'll definitely do. I thought it was. I don't know if it's changed, but hmm, yeah, I will definitely. It's not in there. I'll definitely figure that out. I'll get back to you. I've done it before. I just don't remember right now. So, anyways, going back to our discussion, A, B, or C, guys, where's a vampire hang out? Your big city. The original. Maybe we'll put that. Yes, that was the original place that got flooded. Left away from the left. What if our vampires really get this dug down here? Going to let's do the same thing we did last time. Make a giant strip mine down here. Now, to use a lot of human things and A is vampire. Yeah. Okay, vampires get down here. Is this a natural cave or is this dug? Because if it's dug, footprint's not going to be like this. It's kind of be like natural. Okay. So basically, they just found another cave. I'm going to put that right there, and then we are. The city one we need to do. Now we're going to some. Let's kick it. So with the vampires now down here, what is the current area like? Are we getting a bunch of different beings? You know, humans and vampires are fighting over resources. They're fighting over quote unquote safe spaces. Um, what's the environment down here? Some jagged lines out of here. I'm wondering if we can import this in Dungeon Cave object. We can take this and make it. Actually, I got something. So, so large celestial body, i.e. the moon, moves. The Earth has been in a gravitational lock for a while. Moon moves, and we get fissures down here. Giant, huge fissures that upset. We're just going to go in and just draw something. Maybe these fissures, a little lightning bolt thing, this area, and we'll make these look natural. Here we have some fissure things. Press the press. Or don't. While running, this is what the something area over here that's been like crazy. There. Now we need to make it look like that setting. We have these large fissures that have opened up. How the vampires got down here. Hi, Somber Knight. How are you? Just to get you caught up, since it's been a little, you can read up in chat, and it's kind of crazy. Basically, we are doing a giant underground map using a map program, Wonderdraft, how it's not supposed to be used. And it is a area that is currently infested by vampires going underground because humans triumph. Well, long story short, we got vampires moving down in here, and our humans moving down here. Well, we had humans down here, vampires now flood down here in order to. Were driven off the surface, and they're trying to resettle this area. But humans have been down here longer, and so we just have a giant turf war in this area going on. This is kind of under vampire underdark with existential dread and yeah, and that kind of stuff. That's what we're that's kind of what we're working on right now with it. I want to check something here really quick. For what is that? Oh yeah, Unreal Engine. Yay! This is what I'm working on today. Specifically, this one right here. Anyways, I'm just going to close that because we don't need Unreal. I'm trying something. We're going to export this into multi-maps. Multi-plane map. Go on there. We want underground. Okay. Second, folks. Now we're going to pop this open. A cowboy thing in here. That is awesome. Ooh, kind of like Mark Twain on the river. Oh, that's cool. I think Wonderdraft just crashed. Go away, Google. I'm going to graph up. We're going to take a little. We have a move. Let's use ZBrush. Sometimes I hate you so much. Okay, what I'm doing right now, I'm the alpha. Well, the height map we just made. Where's symbols? Just There it is, guys. There's our Underdark in glorious 3D. Fun. Cool. Glad we could do that. Then we can go in and like, we want to be really brave. Now, ZBrush, again, this is a disclaimer. ZBrush is wonderful. It is also extremely, extremely expensive. These are the terrain maps I made. Look, guys. Giant canyons in the... Now there's such shenanigans. Yeah, that'd be kind of... Okay, anyways. So I get back to Wonderdraft. Yes, it is the size... Oh, sorry about the beep. It is this roughly the size of the Himalayas. Well, we could do that right now. You know what? I could do that right now. We just make the mesh, drop it into Unreal. We're good to go. Good map, though. I just our map. Then the wrath came down and destroyed all the things. Nope. Smart. You guys remember about 3 years ago when I started this? It was a constant apocalypse. Ta-da! Except this is not the save I wanted. Oh. Okay, so vampires are over here. Derp. It'll be me. Oh, where is it? Okay. Just to be gigantic. Okay, that's where vampires are. Oh yeah, here. I can show you right now. Open Blender. I'll get this done. I will get this done. I'll make this available. I'll fix the problems I made. I think, actually, let's see if we can import. Crazy idea. Hey, see? We just imported it. Look. That's fun. That's good to know. And yes, I'm saving it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so to make this into, so we have that alpha. Okay, this is Blender. We hit Shift A, we create a mesh, we go down to grid. Now, before we do anything, we add to the grid, we add subdivisions. Let's go 20 and 20. Let's go 40. And then size, that's fine. And we are going to now scale this on the X, scale this on S and Y, scale X, scale Y. All right. Okay, we're going into wireframe. There's our grid. That does not look like a good grid. Well, we're just going to this way. Okay, next thing you do is in your menu, you select your grid. You go all the way down to, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on this. Okay, go to your modifier, add modifier, generate, go down to displacement map. Sorry, deform, displace, create a new image, double click on that, moves us to texture, new painting. No, not new. Let's open back. Go to where we put our alpha, go to underground, landmass. Cool. Okay, there's a landmass. So we do technically have, now our map here is flipped on the wrong side. So we're going to flip that on the x-axis by -180. Okay, so it's now looking down. We're then going to increase the subdivision levels on this. Quite yet. This one is generate subdivision. And for this, we're just going to go 5 and 5. We're going to apply the subdivision. And here we go, guys. We now have our map. It's kind of looking a little wonky because our texture is, turn down the strength of that. And hey, yeah, we're now in Blender. We're done. That's it. That's all you have to do. But again, that's using and then we can go to sculpting. Sculpting. Oh, geez, that was, yeah, that wasn't happening. I'll probably take this and see. Yeah, but there's our Underdark kind of cave thing going on. So yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it in Blender. If you have any interest whatsoever in like 3D modeling or anything like that, oh yeah, heck yeah, easily print that in 3D. Once we have it in Blender, it's just a matter of STL it, export, 3D print it. I think I have a project after. So here's our map. Here's kind of our vampire map. I'm going to put this on the website so you guys can grab it. Awesome. Unfortunately, though, I have to go. I'm actually 10 minutes over. But let's come back to this. I'll be back on Thursday. Yeah, I'll be back on Thursday. I'll show you where we've gotten with this. I'll make this available online. I'll do that right now. Let's just do the normal. I'll make all the things available. All right, then we're going to export this as a normal map. Not a normal map. We're going to call it a underground map. Normal map in 3D modeling holds the data. CS Somber, thank you for coming by. Normal map holds the lighting data for models and stuff like that. If I call something normal, I'm going to think it's a normal, and I'm going to apply it to a model. Yeah, thanks for being here. We have fun. Yeah, so I will get that on my website right now. I'll upload it actually as we speak. And again, if you have any interest in 3D modeling, learn Blender. Blender is amazing, and it's got to the point that, with the exception of a few programs, you can do mostly anything there. Okay, I'm getting this up. Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you like this. Avantnovis.com, grab the map, do whatever you want with it, and fix the files. Maybe I can, how big is it? 18 megs. 21 megs. Crap. Okay. We'll figure it out. Wonderdraft map will be on the Discord and any place else I can put it. So I'll link everything in the description below. Thank you guys for coming. Hope you have a wonderful day, and stay away from the giant, fleshy, dripping fungus that catch humans and drag them to their vampire master. Good times. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.